Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Boone's Reviews from Overstock. Boone's Overstock reviews of CDs and records that we have. I have 3 CDs to show you today, and then I have one big announcement about Tourniquet. So, the first one I wanted to start off with was something we just got in from manufacturing, Deliverance Learn. That's the booklet. It's part of the Legends Remastered series on Retroactive Records. First time remastered by Rob Caldwell of Bombworks Sound. 12-page booklet here. Very good. Scott Waters from No Life Till Metal. Graphics did great. Right there, that is an entire write-up from producer Terry Scott Taylor from Daniel Amos. On the original issue, you could not read it. It was like in that real artsy way where it was like swirled around in multiple different directions on one page in a not very readable font. It was awful. I got to give Scott credit. I don't know how he got the actual content of it, but somehow, some way he did. He's amazing. So, but it's very legible. Detailed write up by Terry Scott Taylor from Daniel Amos, which I'm a huge Daniel Amos fan and Terry Scott Taylor fan. Then we have the collages, lots of great photos, um, lyrics. It's a 12-page insert. Lyrics. So, very good. Very pleased with how the CD turned out. We're actually waiting for vinyl to come in from manufacturing. I can't believe the CDs got done before the vinyl got to us. So vinyl should be here soon. So here's the CD face. I love the CD face. There you got under the CD. Really sounds good. No bonus tracks on it. It's just the original tracks remastered to sound even more amazing than they already did. And with songs like Time, and I want you to understand, Time is it's so good. It starts off with the violin, stuff like that. Oh, it's just so artistic. So it's got a really, really classy back cover. Part of the Legends Remastered. Here are the song titles, the band pick, and then you can't see it very well, but that's the write up for the album for part of the Legends Remastered series. I actually think that Scott wrote that. So I write most of them, but I think he wrote that one and did a really good job. He did a really nice job on that. I'm really, really impressed. So you can get these at boonsoverstock.com, as with all this stuff. Another album that I am really proud of, and it came out on Retroactive Records last year. It's a little late, but we haven't done these reviews for very long. But it's Perpetual Paranoia. Um, if you are a fan of Bride, if you are a fan of heavy metal music, you cannot afford to miss out on this one. I'm telling you, I am serious. We do almost all reissues. You have to be really good for Retroactive Records to put out a brand new release. But Perpetual Paranoia's album, Between the Altar and the Cross, is remarkable. It's thrashy, it's melodic, it's heavy, it's artistic. I mean, it's just a phenomenal album. And let's see, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's an 8 panel. So there's 4 pages front and back. This is the disc face. So Scott Waters did not. I don't think Scott did the actual artwork, but he did the layout from No Life Till Metal Graphics. That's the back. Nothing too fancy, but the artwork itself is really good. The other thing is that you need to know that Perpetual Paranoia, Between the Altar and the Cross is an all-star metal cast. Um, let's see. Keyboards were by high. I'm probably gonna say these names wrong. I think some of them are Brazilian. I'll do my best. But it was mixed and mastered by one Ortega. Keyboards by Hirion Jr. from Metal Nobre. Guitar solos by Junino Afram from Oficina and G3. Then we get to some Americans that I can pronounce their names a little bit easier. Paul Jackson from Bloodgood does guitar solos. Marcio Okayama does guitar solos. Oz Fox from Striper does guitar solos. Maybe you've heard of that little band, Striper and Oz Fox. Yes, he's there. Oz is ripping it like crazy. Troy Thompson from Bride does a guitar solo. And then Tiago James de Sousa is actually the guitar player, not only in Perpetual Paranoia, I think he's in Biogenesis, and he's also in Hand Fire. So this is a really slamming album. Even more, Dale Thompson from Bride does all these, well, basically most of the lead vocals. I mean, we've got some guest vocalists, but Dale Thompson from Bride is the vocalist. And I love Dale's work. I think that what he's done in Bride is remarkable. But I'm telling you right now, the work that he does in Perpetual Paranoia shows that Dale is not a one-trick pony. He is not a uniskilled person, but he is an artist. And he has vocal abilities, and he stretches himself and pushes himself and trains himself, and he does a phenomenal job on this. This is a diverse heavy metal album of thrash and heavy metal of epic proportions, and Dale's vocals are a shining star in this, as well as Tiago's um, thrashing guitars. He's like a jazz. Imagine a thrasher that's influenced by classical and jazz. And by jazz, I mean, jazz is so impromptu, jazz is so free flowing. That's the way this kind of music is. This is this is such a creative venture of heavy metal that I cannot recommend it enough. And Tiago is one of my all-time favorite guitarists. He does a phenomenal job. But we have even more cool people that guest on this. Chaz Bond from Biogenesis guests on vocals. Les Carlson from Bloodgood guests on vocals. And JT from Metal Nobre guests on vocals as well. So Rafael Tavares did the cover design. Scott Waters from No Life Till Metal did the layout. If you don't have this CD, and actually their first one, The Reapers, is amazing. It's either The Reapers or Reaper. I can't remember. I always forget. Anyway, pick both of those up at boonesoverstock.com. They are really worth listening to and getting and owning. You will get a free download of that if you buy it from Boone's Overstock when it ships. Another great one. This is a release that came out on Retroactive Records in 2019. One of my favorite reissues that we've done in a long time. It's the band Rapture. And Rapture, this was an early demo of thrash and heavy metal from a New Mexico band that became the Moshketeers. And let's see, this is a huge booklet too. Scott did an unbelievable job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, this is a 16-page booklet. 16-page booklet for Rapture. They put out multiple demos. They were a leading heavy metal band in the Albuquerque area. So, I mean, look at how many. And Scott did an amazing write-up. He is personal friends with the band. Um, it's it's so good. This is the first disc is more like classic power metal with thrash tendencies, sort of like Testament or very early Deliverance, like the first Deliverance CD, very reminiscent of the first Deliverance CD. Um, the vocalist definitely has Jimmy Brown-esque type of talent. So um, look look at the pics there. Those guys are killer, man. Can you imagine seeing those guys back in the day? Wow. Wow. See, Albuquerque metal. I love this so much. Look at these guys. Tell me you don't want to listen to music that these guys make. So disc one is more of like the classic power thrash metal, But the second disc, some of it is after they became the Moshketeers, and that was more in the thrash speed metal vein. Sort of like Overkill. It's some intense stuff. Overkill, Creator, Sodom, Exodus. I would say a lot of it sounds like Exodus type of thrash metal. So this is, it's really good. It's just really good. So if you like really good heavy metal, melodic and power, and then the second disc is like the speed metal thrash, like Believer, Exodus, Overkill, that kind of stuff. There's actually one, two, three, four. There's five. There's five different demos on there. I wish there would have been a sixth one. We really wanted to put the sixth one on it, but literally nobody had a copy. And the one copy that we did have, the wheel on it squeaked. Didn't get the squeak out of it. So there's no way we could record it to digital without the squeak, and I just didn't want to do that to you guys. Sorry. I didn't want to put out something with squeak on it. So we have Rapture. I'm hoping that we can put some of this out on vinyl someday, but it needs to. We need to get some more sales going before we do that. So we've got Perpetual Paranoia, we've got Deliverance, and we've got Rapture. The title of this one is Vacation from Hell: The Demos, 1995 to 1997. Rapture basically toured with everybody. They were like the go-to band. They were there. Um, they were this close to signing with Intense Records. And I can't remember. I'm sure it's in the story that was written by Scott, but I think they signed another band. Maybe it was Sacred Warrior, or not Sacred Warrior, Savior Machine, or something like that. Not sure, but they were they were almost there. They toured with everybody. They played with all the big names, secular and Christian. They were the real deal. If you look at their videos online, they were pro all the way. So Rapture, Vacation from Hell, the 2 CD set, and you can get that at boonesoverstock.com. All right, now for the big news. Um, we have just announced that we are working with Pathogenic Records, which is Ted Kirkpatrick's label for Tourniquet. And Retroactive Records has teamed up with Pathogenic Records, and we are going to be bringing you the first 3 Tourniquet albums on CD. Stop the Bleeding, Psychosurgery, as well as Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. Now, you might say I have original issues. You might say I have the reissues that came out in 2001, but I want to tell you why these are worthy of you buying them one more time. These are going to be the ultimate reissues. It's not that the other ones were bad. Heck, it's not even that the original issues were bad. They were pretty dang good as well. But these are going to have the original artwork, which the reissues had modified artwork. So these are going to go back to the original artwork. They're all going to be 16-page inserts. I'm telling you, Ted Kirkpatrick worked like crazy to dig and dig and dig for pictures that you haven't seen before. So there's tons of never before seen band pictures in there, which to make it even more special and to make it even better. The first two albums are going to have 2 live tracks as bonus tracks and 2 demo tracks for both Stop the Bleeding and Psychosurgery. And then Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance is going to have The Tempter on there, which was on the Metal Blade version of the release, as well as 2 or 3 demos as well. The other cool thing about these demo tracks is that in the past, some of the demo tracks had different vocalists on it, because Guy was in the band, Guy Ritter, for the first 3 albums, and then Luke Easter came in and tore it up in a good way. I mean, he was great on Vanishing Lessons and Bearing Grooves, all that kind of stuff was just great. But what we've done, and Ted wanted to do this, and I was 100% supportive of him, is that all the bonus tracks feature Guy Ritter on them, or in Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. I don't know that those have vocals on them at all. So they might just be instrumental. But anyway, these also are never before released. They're not on YouTube. They're not out there. They're just not out there. And Ted took a lot of time to dig through his vast archive. I got to hand it to him. Ted Kirkpatrick from Tourniquet, the drummer, the brainchild, the mastermind behind the epicness of Tourniquet. He has really come through for fans, and as a result, these 16-page booklets with bonus tracks, with band members that were from the early 90s, the time period that they were done. These are going to be the ultimate releases, and they're going to all be remastered by Rob Caldwell of Bombworks Sound, and they are going to sound amazing. And I don't want to make any official announcement. We already did announce that Stop the Bleeding is coming out on vinyl, but I'm just going to say keep your fingers crossed and buy hard and heavy and quickly on the CDs. And when the Stop the Bleeding vinyl pre-orders come up, support it. And if you do that, then that'll give us an incentive to take a risk and put out Psychosurgery and Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance, which is a 2 LP set, on vinyl as well. So, but go to boonsoverstock.com, click on pre-orders, or it's right there on the front page, depending on when you're going to look at this. If it's 3 years from now, then it's probably not in pre-orders or the front page. But they'll be at boonsoverstock.com. These are going to be very special releases, amazing, and I encourage you to support the band and support Retroactive Records in us trying to give you the best in metal that we can. As you know, Tourniquet is a force to be reckoned with, and these 3 albums by them are part of the Metal Icons series because they have been iconic necessities in the metal scene, not just the Christian metal scene, in the metal scene, period. So bless you all. Thanks for joining me, and go to boonsoverstock.com, pick up those releases. They're all really worthwhile and great stuff. Talk to you later.